Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Ricknineg. I'm excited to do a live stream today. How are you? If you may ask why I didn't do them before, well, Monday wasn't feeling too well. Tuesday we had the election. I was like, some people are probably going to be watching that and that will take away from the audience here. So I thought, why not just do it today and continue the great streak that we are doing with these videos. So I hope all of you are doing amazing. Hey Chad, nice to see you. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Thank you for people coming in, trickling in. Jared, nothing much, Jared. Just drinking my water. Having my hair combed. I have a Lucy shirt, too. Let's see if I can... Oh. I'd rather be watching I Love Lucy. Yep. Which is what we're going to do. Hello, Amanda. Nice to see you. Ramon, Carissa. Yeah, Carissa. Leanne, Smurf, Lori. Awesome. Nice to see every single one of you in the live stream. Awesome. Taisha. Awesome. Don't you love the shirt? It's a great shirt. One of you gave it to me. I haven't seen them in a while. By the way, I'm eating cookies. Is this going to make all of you not like me now? Okay. Let's get to work. I have to work. We have to talk about Lucy, guys and gals. Okay. So if you look down below, I know, Lori, I have a whole little pack. Well, I'm kind of running out. So, oh yes, the soft and the chewy are what I like. I know some people like the crunchy ones. Now, today we're going to look at 2 episodes of the end. We're pretty much finishing season 1. I love these 2 episodes. I told you that some of my favorites are the last 4 from season 1. Lucy gets Ricky on the radio, which we've seen. Lucy's schedule, we've talked about that the last time. Now it's Ricky thinks he's getting bald. Now this is a classic one, all the contraptions and all those things. This is a June 2nd, 1952 release, episode 34, filmed on a Friday, April 25th, 1952. People have asked me in some of the videos, like, what is the length of time between these videos, like getting viewed and so forth? And it just depends. Sometimes it's a month. In this case, it's what? It's less than 10 days. So it just depends on where they would air them and so forth. Hey everyone, nice to see you. Alani, Christopher, Becky, Smurfette, Cassandra. Awesome. All right, rating shares a 56 out of 90. Now, that's a lot more than Lucy's schedule. It's not much more. Well, Lucy gets Ricky on the radio. That's a 58, basically. And the publicity agent, that's the Maharinsons of Afghanistan. They get 64. Wow, that's a big episode. Awesome. Yeah, but the bald episode's doing pretty well. 56 out of 90. Supporting cast, Mr. Thurlow, played by Milton Parsons. I believe he's in another episode as well. I could be mistaken. Let me just start the episode here. If you want to cue it up, go ahead and start it now. A nice little fact. Lucille Ball was a frustrated hairdresser herself when she was growing up. Her auntie owned a beauty shop. How many of you knew that? And Lucy would go down there to observe. At the Chatsworth Ranch, which was, in the LA area, Lucy had a mini beauty parlor and liked nothing better than giving friends permanents and trying the latest egg rinses. When this episode was originally filmed, the Caesar salad scene where Ricky's like, why don't you put some anchovies and make a Caesar salad, right, on her hair? That was the climax of Act 1. Once the show was edited, Jess Oppenheimer felt the ending, the bald men party, was weak. So he put that before. And I think that was a smart choice. And so they reshot a few expository scenes, re-edited the 30 minutes so that the block comedy scene with the vibrators and the eggs came at the end of Act 2. So that's pretty smart. And some people say that this episode was inspired by Jess Oppenheimer's own baldness. So that's pretty cool. And I love how these episodes start out in their bedroom. It's just like an intimate moment. And I mean intimate in the most innocent way, of course. Starts in their bedroom and they're talking about, getting older. And Lucy's talking about getting crow's feet and wrinkles. And Ricky is, of course, freaking out because he thinks he's getting bald. And it's just one of those great moments where I think we start losing that in the seasons later on. It's just basic story. Like later on, it gets into Ricky and his career and all these little things. But now, it just seems like they're just in the nitty gritty of being a human being. And so that's kind of cool. Cassandra, thank you so much. You're starting off the live stream with an awesome $4.99 donation. That is awesome. Thank you so much. You're awesome, Cassandra. You're a big supporter in terms of donations as well, and I do appreciate that. It's great because all this I try to make go toward the channel. This goes towards me buying items for the giveaways, merchandise, microphones. I buy a lot of research stuff, guys and gals, more than you would imagine. Tons of DVDs to get this stuff made, and then books on behind the scenes stuff, articles, interviews, and so all that goes toward that. So I appreciate it. Awesome. Ooh, nice smiley face there. Wow, there's a lot of you on here. There are a good amount of you on here. If you haven't seen the shirt, isn't this a great shirt? One of you sent it to me. So cool. I love it. I'd rather be watching I Love Lucy, which I am doing. So it's kind of like a Twilight Zone thing. Or maybe it's like I'm lying. I think it's like I'm lying. Yeah, but you guys will forgive me. Amanda Cartmill, will you have more behind the scenes videos? Absolutely, 100%. More with Lucy, more with the Munsters. I guess the Three Stooges stuff, it's still on hiatus. It's just, honestly, that takes the most work out of any video. And it's not necessarily the biggest audience. The other stuff, it's just how it is right now. But then again, things change. Oh, Cassandra, that's right. You sent it to me. Oh my gosh. I've written all these things down. I've kept your guys' letters and stuff. But sometimes I can't mentally keep track of exactly who. But I do appreciate it. I do wear the shirts, and I do like to get use of the things you sent me. Some of the people that send me books, I still use those books and stuff. So I do appreciate that. You love the Munsters too? I do too. And there's other shows that are coming. I'm looking at Futurama. I mean, that's more of a newer show. I do have Laurel and Hardy stuff coming up. I don't want to really spoil it, but there's going to be a lot of content, guys and gals. Like, a little bit of everything, and I want people to kind of see that this is a channel where like lots of comedy, lots of good, clean stuff. There will be more gaming. There's going to be a farming game that's coming out, Farming Simulator 19, so there'll be more of that. And I tell people, watch what you want to watch. If you're not interested in that particular thing, no pressure to watch the video. It's just there for you. It's like if I don't know, here we have these little birdhouse things, and they're called like free library stores, or I don't know how they're called. They're called like library bookstores. They're little small ones. And so it's like you take a free book and you leave one. So it's kind of like that. You know, it's a great thing. What size shirt do I wear? What size shirt? I would say large, and the only reason why is because a lot of this material is like cotton, and then I wash it and then it kind of shrinks. So large would be good. I'm not, obviously, as you can see, like super like chubby, but I am kind of a larger, like tall, and so I kind of fill out the shirt either way. So now extra large would be too big. So medium to large at the most. Yeah. Yes. Mark Jones, thank you for coming on the live stream. You read, something that suggested that Lucille Ball's personal assistant was an African American woman. If so, she was ahead of her time. I didn't know that. I've never actually heard that. Doesn't mean that's true. However, I can tell you that she was ahead of her time, and she had a few African Americans on the show itself, which is pretty good. Of course, they had minor roles, but it's still amazing considering what time this was, 1951, 1956, in that range. Even the Stooges having African Americans in some of their stuff, and this is 30s, 40s. Like, this is really radical. To have the Marx Brothers. I mean, a lot of these individuals who were in this type of comedy were just revolutionary. They were really strong in what they did, meaning like they were really talented, and they broke through all these barriers. That's why a lot of them are still significant today. So I'm glad you brought that up. Dick Cheney, Homecoming, was a guest born in 1914, still alive, 104. Wow, maybe oldest actor still living in general. Not just, yeah, so oldest actor. Interesting. Chad, you are 6'2" and 260. My goodness, you are tall. You're taller than me. I'm not 6'2" for sure, so you're a tall one. Oh, really, Mark? That's interesting because Leave It to Beaver, I can honestly say I don't know much about the show. I know the main premise, but I've never really watched one episode. But I can tell you that surprises me because that's after I Love Lucy, correct? And so it would be weird that there's so many inconsistencies. Yes, in Homecoming, you finally saw little Ricky's real mother. Now, you do know that I am in contact with the Mayer twins, and they have told me, one of them, one of the twins, has told me about, his mom, experiences with his mom on the show, why the mom was on the show so often and all of that. That's really cool. Becky, your birthday is tomorrow. You'll be 39 years old. What a young lady you are. Congratulations and happy birthday. I love to give birthday shout outs to you guys, of course. Arthur, on a night that you can come by, I'm glad to see you on here. Awesome. Oh yeah, Mark Jones. A Day at the Races. That's the one where they're singing like a dance number, right? It's a huge group. Like a lot of people in that. That's at least 100 people. They're playing instruments, and the entire camera was like focused on them the entire time for their number. It was like their number, and then the Marx Brothers would come in here and there. But I mean, that's unheard of. That is crazy, and I think it was awesome to see. Tony Hernandez, a lot of new people in the chat, which makes me so excited. But I also love to see people who've been with me for so long, because it's a nice thing to get balance of both new people, but also people who've been there so long, because you want to retain the other viewers. So I appreciate you guys, the classic viewers who've been with me. I have a viewer, Charles, who's been with me since 75 subscribers, guys. I got 75. He said he was subscribed for some reason, and that is crazy, and he's still subscribed. And I just hit 14,000, so it's like, wow, you guys are awesome. I do want to thank each and every one of you guys and gals for your support. I just need to say that, just for your support, whether you found me today, whether you happen to stumble upon this live stream, whether you found me yesterday, or whether you found me, I don't know, in 2006 when I started my channel. I really do appreciate it. Just you guys viewing my videos, that's enough. Like, I'm satisfied, because that to me does so much. It helps my channel grow. And then those of you who do so much more, like thumbs up, like donate to the live streams, like send things through mail. It's just awesome. And the connections that I've gotten through here and the people is just amazing. So awesome. My guess is 28-ish. I'll take it. I'll take 28. Yep, I'm 28. Let's just go with that, guys and gals. I'm 28. I'm going to write it up here. 28. All right. Is that how you say your name? Dirty? Dirtie. You've been listening to me on my computer home. It's always interesting to listen to the I Love Lucy facts as well as the other TV facts. You're a huge fan of the channel. Awesome. This stuff makes me so happy. Like, that I can make stuff that you guys are interested in watching. Like, that's amazing to me. So I continue, as you say. I'm a huge fan of your channel. Thanks for the solid content. Well, thank you. It makes me feel so good. Hi, Danielle. Nice to see you. An awesome viewer who has won one of the giveaways. So congratulations. Hopefully you're enjoying those DVDs. Smurfette. Pioneer Woman would be colorized. Yes, I've heard that. Yes. And I believe that is true. Ooh, there's Lucy looking at those tonics. Grow yourself a full head of hair in 6 months. Wow. Doesn't that seem like a lot, though? Maybe. Yeah. Jared, you've been with me for a few years now. Awesome. Look at that. Isn't that a great, review? It's like, hey, I've been with you for a few years. That's awesome. That's dedication. I appreciate that. You've got a lot of great content on here, right? Isn't that cool? I just love this whole YouTube thing. There's this annoying things about it, but everything has its annoying things. The fact that you guys can watch this free, that you can just get on here on the bus. I've had someone who's like, hey, I'm going home and I'm on the bus and I'm watching it. It's like, isn't that insane? That's awesome. So sometimes it just blows my mind. I get into those tangents where it's like, it just blows my mind. Greg, supporting you is worth it, meaning supporting me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. You love talk about I Love Lucy. I love talk about I Love Lucy too. Now look at Lucy with this nice little gold pendant thing. I'm not really into jewelry, I don't pay attention to it, but it just stood out right now because she looks so nice and decent. Her hair is up. She has a little bun. She's with Mr. Thurlow, the hair tonic guy, I guess you can say. He's selling all these things for growing hair. Of course, he's bald. He has a wig in this episode. And the funny gag here, I don't know if they show this in syndication, but he's saying, hey, I think you're the bald one, Lucy. And she's like, hey, this is real hair. And he's like, oh, that looks so fake. And then he grabs it. He's like, oh, my word, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. SSJ Goshen. Sorry if I mispronounced some of your names, guys and gals. I try to do my best. Hey, Rick, this probably gets asked a lot, but I wanted to know what inspired you to start YouTube. Really was meeting a YouTuber, meeting a big YouTuber. I started watching him. I kind of got obsessed with the idea of like doing that, and I thought it was so cool. I thought it was a great way to connect, but also, yeah, just connect with people, to be honest with you. And so like I've always loved film and making movies and so forth, so I thought, why not? And I started getting into other YouTubes, and I'm like, I'm going to do my channel. And I started uploading, and that was in 2015. Now we're in 2018, almost 2019, and still going strong. So, yes. A Stowe, nice to see you. Hopefully not up topic. How's the flying coming along? It's going along great. I actually flew by myself to Malibu, which is about a 20 one way. So back and forth, it's 40 miles. Doesn't seem like that much, but I left the premises of the airspace of the airport, and I came back and got into everything safely. Obviously, next one will be I'm gonna land at my first airport. Hopefully that's Friday, but I don't know. The weather's been weird, so we'll see. But it's going really well. Honestly, I've been a little bit behind with the videos. My next video is probably going to be like a 5-in-1 reviewing lessons, because there was a few lessons where I just couldn't bring the camera up. It was like a really focused lesson, and it was just too distracting. So I'm gonna have to summarize that, and then another one, like my camera went out of battery. It's just all these things. So, but I'm gonna catch up with it. So everything's going well. Everything's going well. Thank you for asking me. Chad, I love how they waited to use the real props for taping. You're absolutely right. Ricky's face is priceless when she used the things on the head. Yeah, because they didn't practice that, for example. They would practice like what they would do, but not the actual eggs like in rehearsal. They wanted to wait till the actual day of the day of the filming in front of the audience to be able to feel that. And I think that was so smart. That was one of the smartest things they did in the whole show. So, very good. Greg Sutters, have you ever thought about starting a LucyCon? I think people would enjoy that, right? But we'd have to start it small, guys and gals. We'd have to start it like, I'd have to have a rather large channel and a good following, and then maybe start it here in LA, like in a little, I'm talking about, I might even do that. I'm really considering that. If people want to do something like that, I've never thought about it. I have a venue that's close by that I can always use and have people like meet up, and we can have like a Lucy impersonator. We can have like little groups, and I can meet up with a couple people who are big Lucy fans and maybe head up the groups. And we'll make it simple. We'll make it like a really small LucyCon, see how many people come out. Maybe we'll do like Lucy impersonators, photos, maybe someone who's interested in some props, if they want to bring some props, if they have any, or replica props. And maybe like two small things, and we'll start out small, and maybe we'll see if we'll grow. That is awesome. That is awesome. And just like have people donate to the cause of a LucyCon, I'd be happy to do that. Now I don't know if that's like copyrighted, but there's nothing preventing me from like throwing a Lucy party and then having people show up and calling it a con, right? Like, am I crazy, or does this make sense? That was a fabulous idea. Let me see here. Who gave me that idea? Oh man, I'm sorry. Greg Sutters. You have an awesome idea. I appreciate that. That is awesome. I don't know about a meetup, guys and gals. I'd have to have a lot of requests for that, and I've had a few, but it would have to be in a group setting, obviously in a public place, obviously in the Los Angeles, California area. And yeah, just maybe I'll throw it out there. But I think I'd wait for the channel to grow a little bit more to have more opportunity. You don't want to throw a meetup and then like no one shows up. That would be a little difficult on everyone. So I think if there was a good solid backing for it, yeah, I'm definitely up for that. Do you know that I Love Lucy has a board game? I have heard of that. There's a Monopoly version, right? Hey Randy, nice to see you. We should have a bridge contest, like at the LucyCon, right? That's so funny. Yeah, it would take a lot of planning. I wouldn't mind planning it though. And like I said, the thing was it would take money, and like that's a lot of money to put down. But if people are willing to like donate specific for the LucyCon and then have like all transparent like how much money's going in, and we use it for that, we can use it to like get an impersonator and just like people to come out and meet up. And if people would be willing to fly out, that'd be awesome. And then you can meet the little nerd here, and I can meet all of you. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, Jims, there was 6 Loving Lucy conventions in Burbank, 96 to 2001. Well, I do know Greg Oppenheimer, and I mean, he is one of the biggest head honchos for I Love Lucy. And obviously, I don't want to break any rules or anything. I just want to have some fun where people can get together. You know, nothing separating me from me like, hey, let's meet at the park and do a LucyCon. You know, and if we happen to meet somewhere, it's like a big party. Now, if we're starting to like make money off of like a lot of this stuff, probably not. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind. Arthur, have I gotten one of those plaques from YouTube yet? No, I have to reach 100,000 subscribers. So we're well a ways away off from there. I have to get over 10 times the amount of subscribers I have now. 100,000, you get silver. 1 million, you get gold. And then I think a diamond, you get 14 or 15 million, somewhere in there. Or 10 million, I think. 15 is a ruby, I think. It's not actual ruby, but yeah. Chad, thank you for donating to the live stream. Awesome. You are the best. Awesome. You have family in Anaheim. Yep, Anaheim, California. Very familiar. That's where Disneyland is. In case some of you don't know, because maybe some people don't know Anaheim if they're from another part of the country, the world, and you may be there next summer. Do you ever think about doing a meetup? Love the show. Love the content. You seem very humble. Well, I appreciate that. That's how I was raised, and so I want to always like check myself, because I'm just a Lucy fan. I'm just a fan of the Munsters. Like, I'm just a guy who's learning how to fly, like, you know. And I want to put this content out because people enjoy it, and there will always be people who will enjoy what I do, and there'll be some that won't, and that's okay. I'm not offended. There's so much content out there that everyone can be happy finding someone, and if you guys choose me, then I appreciate that so much. Glad you started doing some of the Munsters videos. One of my favorite shows. Awesome. I got a really, really good Munsters book recently. I'm using a lot of that, looking at interviews, looking at research, looking at internet data, lots of stuff. People ask me how I use all that. I do all of that stuff, and it's really helpful. And it's funny because a lot of the stuff that I get, some of the stuff I discover, some of the stuff, it's already out there, written 40 years ago, let's say. And I just make it in video form. So it's kind of fun. Randy, that would be cool. I would have to meet her first, but I'm sure that, you know, if we get like Lucy, Luck, and Bill, and if we would get to the point, maybe we can bring the Mayor's twins if they like to come out, and maybe Greg Oppenheimer, or at least have his okay. I mean, we could do a pretty good kick butt, if you excuse my language, convention. I mean, really, that would be awesome. Greg Sutters, my daughter and I, so Greg is saying this, I don't have a daughter, that there is a line from any Lucy show that relates to life. Do you think so? So you're asking me if there is a line? I think there's a lot of Lucy stuff that happened that relates to life. Absolutely, 100%. Blab tag, happy Monday to you. Why is everyone saying happy Monday? Happy Monday? Am I in the Twilight Zone? I've had a few people say happy Monday. It's Wednesday. Okay, maybe people are trolling me. Well, that's okay. It's kind of a funny thing at that. Ricky is putting the stocking on his leg. I thought this, honestly, this is one of the scariest things on I Love Lucy. I'm not kidding. Everything in I Love Lucy is funny, hilarious, doesn't really scare. It's like for everyone. When Ricky puts on that stocking on his face, it's literally gross. It's like he looks like a monster. Oh my gosh, he's putting it on now. I can't look away. But it is horrendous. It's almost like rated R, meaning like his face is so smushed. He looks like ugh. It is so crazy. Guys and gals. Blab tag, my live stream threw me off. Happy Monday. Well, it was only 2 days off. It wasn't that bad. Oh my gosh, you guys make me laugh so much. That is hilarious. There's 3 or 4 people in this chat who said Happy Monday, and so I'm like, it can't be I know it's like I'm flying in like 2 days, so it's like, how's that possible? So it threw me off, and you guys weren't kidding, so I was like, what? Yeah, Monday I couldn't live stream, and yesterday I was gonna do it yesterday, but we had the election thing, and I thought a lot of people would be drawn to watch that, and so I was like, I don't want that to take away from the live stream, but I appreciate you guys coming on here today. Smurfette, interesting info on Fred Gwynne. He did not want to do the Munster movie and purposefully asked for a ridiculous amount of money, and they agreed to it. Ah, so smart. He could not say no. Saw this on a documentary. That's awesome. It is true that he did not like playing the part of Herman Munster. I can tell you that. Oh, eggs! Why don't you put some anchovies and make a Caesar salad? Ricky said. She's like using that. It's like an egg beater. And it's like, what are you doing? Mixing in the egg. And Lucy's almost like, be quiet. Let me do this. Like, the way she answered that is just genius. When she was like, mixing in the egg. Just like, she almost said like, shut up. Almost like that. Like, and it's such a great moment. And now the plunger. Oh, yes. Suctioning him up. Now, you do know that plunger wasn't actually suctioning to him. That's Desi. That's Desi lifting himself off in the air like this. And that had to be practice, guys and gals. That was practice. It looked so well. It gave the illusion that she was actually suctioning him with the plunger, which makes it so much more funny. That's why I always say you can't have Lucy without Desi. And that's not putting Lucy down. That's not putting anyone down. That's saying it's a comedy team. They were a team, and I'm just looking back because I'm looking back at the footage here as I'm talking to you because it's just so amazing. And I'm like addicted to watching it. And now she puts on the heat cap. It's just like they feed off of each other. It's just like gasoline and fire. It just becomes better and better and greater. And it was just so nice. All right, Ricky Cannon, nice to see you in the live stream. I believe you're new. I don't remember you, but I appreciate that you're on here. The kid that played Little Ricky acted on the Andy Griffith Show. You're right, Richard Keith. Just a little bit of info. You're absolutely right. We're with Ronnie Howard. Yep. Yes, Jared. Fred Gwynne hated the heavy costume he had to wear. It was very heavy, and it was very hot. It was very uncomfortable. He had lifts. He was really tall, but he had lifts. I think it made him up to 6'7", which is, 6 feet's tall, 6'3" is very tall, 6'7" is gigantic, and so it was just a lot. And yeah. Yeah, like the Spice Girls without Jerry Spice, a great team. I admit that, and that's why, honestly, guys and gals, I respect every single one of you. And some of you have said, Rick, why don't you watch the Lucy show? And that's the thing. It's just like it's missing. Desi's not there. We don't have Bill Frawley. I've seen so many episodes. I think they're funny, but I think this is the pinnacle right here, guys and gals. I really do. Because it's like a comedic team. It's like, I don't know if any of you speak Spanish or watch Spanish shows. It's a little segue before we get to the next episode because it just finished. But there's a El Chapulín Colorado. It's a or El Chavo. It's something in Spanish where it's like equivalent to I Love Lucy in comedy in the 70s. And it was like a team. It was a comedic team. It was like 10 actors, 5 to 10 actors who were just like really great, and they would come in and out, they would. And then at one point, some of the actors veered off. They did their own thing. It just wasn't the same. Like, yes, they were great, but it was just like they created the monster of talent that it was. And so it's just one of those things that I really enjoy. All right. And see, this is the first time, or excuse me, the second time that we see Lucy on screen with Gil Gordon, playing with him, acting with him. And later they would obviously make the show, the Lucy Show, and they would be basically co-star. He would co-star. He got moved up in the ranks there after Desi. I don't want to say replaced Desi because that would be very incorrect. In terms of airtime, but not in terms of talent. He wasn't her husband, nothing like that. But he was the straight man to Lucy's funny acts. And I always try to clarify this. By straight man, that's a term meaning that there is the funny, silly person who does all the faces and the idiotic stuff. And then the other person's the straight man. It could be a woman or a man, but Lucy was the funny one, Desi was a straight man. Gil Gordon was a straight man. Lucy was a funny one. Same thing on Gilligan's Island. Gilligan was the funny one, and of course the skipper was the straight man. This is how it works. And Laurel and Hardy, same thing. You can go down the list of all these people. And Desi was a great straight man. They sometimes say that you're only as funny as your straight man. Because, again, it's a reciprocal relationship. So that is cool. Smurfette, your hat is off to Fred Gwynne for his hard work. He hid his misery well. He did really well when he acted, obviously. I'm kind of torn whether I feel bad for him, quote unquote, because he did get paid. He did get starring Bill in the show, and then I think it's one of those things where it's the thing that made him he disliked. And I do like Fred Gwynne. And what I'm trying to say here is that oftentimes this happens. Like with Patrick Stewart, he wanted to be known for Shakespeare, and he was known to be Captain Picard from Star Trek, and he hated that. But then you grew to love it because it's well, I'm known for something. Why not embrace it? Fred Gwynne kind of embraced it at the end as well, and I enjoyed that. You love my Spanish accent? Well, thank you very much. El Chavo, El Chapulín Colorado. Do you like that? Does that work out? Because I can do a fake accent where it would be El Chapulín Colorado, and that would not be correct, but yeah. Yes. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of you do. Arthur, you thought Gil Gordon was over the top. Who would agree? Disagree. Gil Gordon, was he over the top? I could say, Ricky, I've never really watched a lot of The Honeymooners, so I can't really attest to that fact, but maybe you can bring some of these up because I believe that you're probably a fan, right? So let me know. I am Latino. I'm very mixed, actually, but there is Latino blood in me. Yes. I have other stuff in me. I'm just like a mutt. You can't put me in a bubble because I am so many things mixed into one. I'm a monster. Like Fred Gwynne. Yeah, or like Herman Munster. More like that. Again, we start in the Ricardo's bedroom. I do think this is effective, guys and gals. The audition starts in the Ricardo's bedroom. What is so interesting with this is it's like the intimacy of the husband and wife, again, in an innocent way when I say that, meaning that they're talking about topics that you start out in the bedroom. You start here, it starts out with asking for a raise. That would be something, of course, that you would tell your spouse about, right? And then when you finally talk to your boss, your spouse knows about this. So it's we start really into their lives, and I think that's what made Lucy grab us, that we were involved in the lives of these characters so well, as opposed to these characters if they would have had a show where they're working the show Taxi. You don't really see them at home much. You see them at the taxi station, which is fine, it's great, but it's not an intimate look into their lives. It's just hey, here's a day at work, right? This was the home life. This was their in and out every day. And I don't know if people have really thought about that, but I don't know, it just came to me. I am all American. Well, yes, I am born in America, and I'm proud to be American. The Honeymooners is your second favorite show next. Really? I've heard a lot of people tell me about Honeymooners, guys and gals. I can tell you that for sure. Jared, Adam West embraced being Batman. Yes. And I think that was smart of him. He even parodied himself in cartoons doing that. So, yep. Very true. You believe he enjoyed being Batman, but just did the typecast part of Batman. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no one likes to be typecast, right? But I do understand that. Edward and Anthony Fan 99. Hey, Rick, I'm still William. You're still William. Good. I forget to tell you that me and my girlfriend are engaged. Oh, congratulations. Happy engagement. Happy, because I want to say something like happy birthday, but with engagement, I guess happy engagement. That is awesome. Many wonderful years to both of you, and enjoy your lives and the time. Savor this moment, because the time that you're engaged, you're never going to be engaged, right? Again, so enjoy it, and congratulations. That is awesome. Mother-in-law, yeah, well, that was created by Desi, produced, created, same thing, right? Oh, there's Gil Gordon. I love him in these 2 episodes that he's in, right at the end of season 1, and this is an absolutely amazing episode with Lucy, Fred, and Ethel dressing up in these costumes. You guys remember this? I'm sorry, I didn't do my little summarization of this episode. The last episode of season 1. Can you believe this? We're going to be heading to season 2 and job switching the next time we get together. So I'm really excited to end season 1 with you guys with this episode. After this, we'll finish this live stream. But let's enjoy this time together. Let's talk about Ricky Asks for a Raise. It's playing right now. We're about 6 minutes in, so just barely started. This is a June 9th, 1952 release. Episode 35, filmed on a Friday, May 2nd, 1952. Rating share 54.2, so a little lower than Ricky Thinks He's Getting Bald. But I think, in my opinion, a better episode. That's debatable, though. I'm not the last word on that. Supporting cast: Maurice, head waiter, played by Maurice Marsac, Alvin Littlefield, played by Gil Gordon, and Edith Meiser, who played Phoebe Littlefield. Hal King was an I Love Lucy makeup artist. Remember, there's Max Factor, and then there's Hal King. Hal King did all the like Lucy's nose and all the little the frozen icicles on her nose in that freezer episode. However, Max Factor did the actual hair, on Lucy and so forth. So they're a little different, obviously. Going back to Hal King, as the tag of this episode, Lucy and Desi appeared in the Ricardo bedroom, sitting on top a steamer trunk. They wished viewers a pleasant summer and alerted them to a new situational comedy that will replace Lucy for the summer months. A new show starring Gail Storm and Charles Farrell, My Little Margie. I think you're going to like it, Lucy hinted, and which is funny because I've never heard that show. Maybe you guys have, I don't know. Didn't become a hit like Lucy, though, I can tell you that. But also, if you look, when they change into their outfits, you'll notice the box does say Hal King, so it is a little bit of a play off of their actual artists. I mean, Lucy used the names of these people for her show, which is kind of cool. I'm going to do an episode on the naming because there's a lot of stuff like that, guys and gals, for sure. Oh no, Chad, you don't get Postmates or Grubhub or anything like that. No one can deliver out to you. So, Randy, yes. So, the episode where Lucy goes to the hospital is the top-rated show. In fact, 75% of all televisions were tuning in to that episode. 75%. That means, it's obvious. You guys know math. But, just think about that. We can throw numbers around, and they're just numbers. That is incredible. 3 out of 4 TVs, random TVs, were watching that one thing. Now, yes, there were fewer channels, but you could choose not to tune in, right? And so that's amazing. That's amazing that so many people were watching that episode. I don't think that's been matched by anything. That is crazy. Harry and Bess Truman got the last table, yeah. Now, some people, they'd have to really think about that because obviously he was president. They're talking about the president. But I was like, who's Bess Truman? And then, when I was little, but then I learned from it and so forth. Yeah, where are you guys from? Chad Baxter is starting it out from Kansas City. I'll say the Los Angeles area for me. Clarksville, Indiana, Ron. Nice to see you coming from there. Lifetime I Love Lucy fan. Well, hopefully we'll make you a lifetime Ricknineg fan as well so that you can enjoy the content and stay here. But I'm going to read all of your places where you're from, okay? So let's do this. Excuse me if I get this wrong. Wetumpka, Alabama. Raleigh, North Carolina. Santa Ana, California. San Antonio, Texas. Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Des Moines, Iowa. Maines County, California. Awesome. New York City, Harlem. Let's see. Not far from Kansas City, Boston, Massachusetts, Fraser Park, California, Marin County. I'm guessing Marin County, California. Chicago, Illinois. Look at this. All the sides of the country. Nutley, New Jersey, and especially those on the East Coast who are watching this like really late right now. It's almost 11 p.m. Like on a weekday, shouldn't you guys be going to bed? It's late, man. But I know, I truly appreciate it, guys and gals. Chicago, Illinois, Nutley, New Jersey, Westport, Connecticut. Wow, Westport, Connecticut. Valencia, California, San Antonio, Texas, Hesperia, California, Grand Prairie, Texas. Nice. Awesome. That is crazy. Like West Coast, East Coast, and everything in between. I've never heard someone from Alaska yet. We're gonna get some some states that don't have tons of people, like Montana, or maybe like one of the Dakotas. Let's see, I'm just trying to think states that I haven't really heard. Maine, things like that. I am native to California, born and raised, guys and gals. Oh yeah. Oh, Arthur, you ain't got nowhere. I gotta be tomorrow. Well, I got work, but it is earlier for me, so I will give you guys and gals that for sure. Oh, and there we go. We are at the club. Remember, just a little known fact. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but it's great to bring these things up. The club scene. Now you see this is the club scene with Gil Gordon and Maurice. This was, if you imagine the entire stage, this was the extreme right of the stage. So all the way to the right, the audience would be seated there. They would just kind of turn their bodies, and they were up like in bleachers, so they could see on the right-hand side the entire club scene. They would move over to their left one. That would be the kitchen. Literally, the kitchen walls of the Ricardo's apartment were touching the club. Then you go, and then we see that transfer from the kitchen to the living room. That would be right in the center. And then if you go more to the left, it would be the Ricardo's bedroom. Then if you go one more, that later on, it would be Little Ricky's bedroom. Other places, like when they go to Europe and so forth, what they would do, remember, when they went to Europe, they didn't need the club. So they pushed that whole club section all the way back, folded it up, put all the chairs behind, and they would build other sets. They would build the Parisian area. That would be the largest area. So they would do most of the big stuff there. They didn't need the apartment, right, when they were in Europe. So that when they were in Europe, the hotel room was the center. And so they fixed it all up. Hollywood was the center. Basically, the Ricardo's living room was the same, right, the same exact ground where you had the hotel in Hollywood. Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome? That is so awesome. Yeah, I agree with you, Chad. A pure genius, and of course, rest in peace, Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, Bill Frawley, Vivian Vance. Fantastic people on the show. And of course, Desi for just thinking all this stuff out. Like the genius idea of like having the club, and then when you don't need it, push it away. Not destroy it, but push it away until we need it, you know? Like shoes. Like you put on shoes when you need them, and when you don't. It's just like insane to think about that now it's so common, but to come up with that. And then from 1 week to another, literally they could be transported. And I have people who still tell me, Rick, no, they were in Hollywood, like meaning like they were like in a hotel. It's like, no, this is a stage. Like this is a movie studio where all this happened. They didn't really go to Europe. They were right here in Los Angeles the entire time. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, anyway. Smurfette, they fooled you because for a long time you really thought they were in Europe. Well, me too, right? And then I researched it, and then I was like, whoa, right? So I'm with you guys. Hey, Des, nice to see you. Des Wilson. You always thought the California episodes were 2 or 3 too long. Oh, you wanted them to come back. I actually enjoyed all of them. But I could see where they got pretty long. Like, people wanted the apartment stuff again, but then they just went off to Europe. They just got tired of the apartment. They wanted different stuff. Could you do a live when they air the colorized Christmas special in December? I could think about it, Christine. I would really consider. I don't know what time and if like that would work. If you guys can maybe forward me the info, like on my Ricknineg G, so I'm not too lazy, it would really help, because then I could probably have it on cable here. Because I found out, guys and gals, because I do have cable wired, but it's like I don't have a TV technically, but I know how to get it to my TV now, because I watch Formula 1. Anyway, segueing, but yeah. Sorry, I'm so energetic. I think it's these cookies. I have another cookie. I'm sorry. Did I ever see the Barbara Walters interview of Lucy and Gary Martin? I have seen it. It's really good. You guys should watch it. It's a different Lucy from what you have seen on screen, though. Don't be shocked. These are human beings who are acting. That's the thing. We don't think about it. Excuse my cookie. These are human beings who are playing the part of a character. And then sometimes when we see them in real life, we're shocked. Lucy was not funny in real life. That's not me saying that. That's not me putting her down. She said that herself. She would sometimes be clumsy, but not in a funny way. She was only funny, she said, when people wrote her to be funny, and then she could do that perfectly to a T. Oh. Chad asks, what about vlogs? Last time I was getting everyone's thoughts on that. You guys still want that? Oh, there you go. How King Theater. I'm still open to doing that. No problem at all in doing the vlogs. I would say it would not be a center point of my channel. I think my main content will continue to be I Love Lucy, gaming, flying, the other TV shows that I do, once in a while a movie review here and there. But I really like what I'm doing right now. I like the path of where I'm going. And then if a vlog appears here and there, yeah, I don't think I would like all of a sudden abandon this and go vlogs. I like what I'm doing right now in content. In the future, we don't know, but just for now. All right, let me see. You're having a cookie too, Yolanda. Don't have too many. Don't have as many as I have, because that would be bad. That would be really bad. I'm addicted. I have a problem with cookies. Yeah, Lucy was very private. Very, very true. One of your favorite California episodes, Randy, was when Lucy does the dance number with the dummy. Ricky, you like that one? That's not one of my favorite episodes, the dummy episode, but it's a pretty funny scene, let me tell you, for sure. Me, Blue Power Ranger 92, you think I look like Ryan Reynolds? That's kind of a compliment, isn't it? But like a brunette, right? A brunette Ryan Reynolds. You think so? I've heard people say I look like Ricky Ullman. Look, if you guys can look him up. Is that true? I don't know. I feel like I look like someone, but I just don't know who. Maybe me. I don't know. Rick hates the Scotland one, Anthony. Well, don't necessarily hate it, guys and gals. It's just my least favorite out of them. Like, I've watched it, and I still watch it. It's just like if I have a choice, if someone's like, hey, do you want to watch Job Switching, the chocolate one, or Scotland? I'll be like, the chocolate one. I don't want to watch Scotland. You know, that's all. Awesome. Yeah, Christine. Yeah, send me a message. And you guys, if you ever want to get in contact with me, you can leave a comment also on the video. But the best way is like on Facebook. You can message me, and I usually respond. Like, obviously, if it's a question about Lucy, or I have a lot of people just like thank me on there, and I write you back on my Ricknineg Facebook page. Twitter is another way. Some people message me on Twitter. Instagram is a great way, because not a lot of people, compared to how many people follow me, and others follow me on Instagram, and I post photos of not a lot of what I do here, like my everyday life, cars, like if I go somewhere, like if I go to Disneyland, like I'll take a picture of there, you know, stuff like that. So it's got a young Jerry Lewis. He was a handsome guy. I am not Blue Power Ranger 92. Not at all. David Schwimmer. Now, okay, I need to ask, is that a compliment or not? I don't mean that in a bad way. Because he has a very unique face. David Schwimmer does. I almost said Dave Schwimmer. I bowl 390. Oh, you bowl 390. That's a good score, isn't it? I'm not a big bowler, but I'm guessing that is, what? A good score. This may have been addressed before, that's okay, but 2 episodes at least mentioned the Robert Taylor Orange, but there was never any scene. Is there a story behind that? Good question. I just think it was kind of things that they put in there just to get it, you know, just to add some spice into the episode. But yeah, there was never, I think, a purposeful, like, it was never like a deleted scene, let's say. It was just a mention. Yeah, good question. Actually, no one has ever asked me that. So that's why you guys should ask me. Don't be afraid to ask me things. That's what this is for. It's a question. I Love Lucy stuff. Blue Power Ranger, what's your ranking of I Love Lucy episodes? So I think I've done up to season 4. I need to do 5 and 6. But you should look up there, and I do my top episodes. I probably should do one of my least favorite episodes as well. So I'd be happy to do that. Henry the Horse, nice to see you on the live stream. Anthony, yeah, or William. I'll just say William because he told me you're William. Yeah, isn't that cool about the horror film director and the light bulb? Yeah, I found that out. See, stuff again. This is not an encyclopedia of information. I research this stuff, and that's how I find it out. I guess some people get the impression, and that it's a compliment. I'm honored. People think that I just know all this stuff. Well, I guess after I research it, I remember it, and so I know it. But it's not like, I guess you got to learn it before you know it, right? He got Rachel. Okay, so I'm guessing that's good. See, I'm sorry. I've watched Friends a couple times, like with someone, but I don't like know what's going on with the show. So thank you for the awesome compliment. I appreciate it. I'll take your word for it. Neve, I've heard that. I've heard someone say Neve, or I've kind of looked at myself and it's like, again. Yeah. I've heard that. Yeah, Scott Kemp. So I did an episode on that. You should take a look. It's called The Cameos. I did a couple episodes on that. Vivian Vance's husband, Philip Ober, was in 2 episodes. He was in the quiz show, I believe. Yeah, quiz show. It's like the first few episodes. Episode 5 or 7, somewhere in there. And he was also in, he played Dory Sherry. Dory Sherry, that was real life Vivian's husband. One of her husbands, because she got married a few times. Rick, do you like comedies from the 20s and 30s? Absolutely. Three Stooges, comedy right there. 20s, yes. Laurel and Hardy, silent era stuff, absolutely. 100%. I see that. Neve from Catfish. Yeah, so absolutely. I love that type of stuff. Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton. I may even go earlier than you, right? With the 20s and the 30s, so that is awesome. Yeah, Sam Raimi. Well, he's big on the Scooges. I was gonna say the Scooges. The Stooges. Little rascals. The Little Rascals. Is that correct? It sounds like it's incorrect what I'm saying. You've ever said a word that's like really common and it sounds like wrong to you? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Am I completely crazy? Like, if you say like boulder and then you think about it and you're like boulder, and then you're like boulder sound. It's like it's a weird word, you know. So anyway, yeah. Going back to the episode, they finished with all of the costumes. They went back to the apartment. Lucy is so excited. Of course, smoking a Philip Morris cigarette. Not really. It was a Chesterfield. Shh. Yeah, smoking a cigarette, trying to promote Philip Morris, their sponsor. I mean, guys and gals, you know, I have ads in my videos. That's just part of life. I Love Lucy didn't have ads per se. Well, now they do in syndication. They had Philip Morris, right? And that's how they got their money. And that's how I get my little stipend every month from YouTube. So if one day you might see me advertising for like Chips Ahoy, 1,000 chips delicious. They may be a sponsor. I don't know, guys and gals. So yeah, just letting you know. I don't know who Thelma Todd is. I am sorry. Hey Matthew, nice to see you on the live stream. We were just talking today why Debbie Reynolds never had a starring episode on I Love Lucy. Great question. With all the stars clamoring to get on the show, was there any talk of Debbie Reynolds appearing? Not that I have found, but that's a great question. I would let you know that a lot of the people who appeared were either friends of Desi and Lucy personally, or they really looked up to them and they wanted them on the show. For example, Tallulah Bankhead wasn't the first person, the first choice. Betty Davis was, and Betty Davis was a bigger name than Tallulah Bankhead, and Lucy was like head over heels wanting to work with her. However, she broke her arm, I believe. She got an injury, and so she couldn't do the show. This is for the Lucy Desi Comedy Hour, and so Tallulah was a replacement. So they went for a second-rate person, meaning like they had to go down their list. So that's how some of these people worked, and some of these actors got on and did it. Like John Wayne was a good friend of Lucille Ball. That's why he was on. He even went on the show for free. I did a whole episode on that. So kind of cool to know that. I put all the details in there. And he had to do something, though. They did give him something. They did do something trade for trade to get him on the show. So it's kind of cool. I've never gone to the Lucy Desi Museum. I will go one day. Yes, Gail Gordon would have been the original Fred Mertz. Yep. Yep. Oh, the ice cream blonde. Well, you know all of these actors. I don't know a lot of the smaller actors, to be honest with you, by name, unless I go and I research and I study them. But yeah, see, I learn from you guys all the time. Sponsored by Chips Ahoy. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. You guys are so funny. You would have thought Lucy was older than Betty Davis. I don't know. I have to do the maths. Awesome. 120 movies, right? Small parts in movies like that. That is awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys and gals. If you haven't left a thumbs up, please do so. It does help me out. That's the one thing that you can do other than watching my videos, of course, and subscribing. That really helps out a particular video. It just launches it up. Each like just goes up. And it eventually just helps more people see my channel. That's how people find me, really. It's just the popularity of a video and that. So I do appreciate that. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It does help me out, and it does let you know when I post. So it's really important. And yeah, I do appreciate it. We'll get going, guys and gals. If you want to know when the next live chat is, don't forget to hit that bell button. That lets you know. And I post on Facebook and on the YouTube community before I do a live chat. So just so you know. Nice glasses, Noel. Can I borrow them? Because I don't have sunglasses. I gotta find them. Oh, I do, but they're not. According to you, they're not great. All right, everyone. You guys rock. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Say your prayers. No, I mean it, guys and gals. Have a wonderful night. I appreciate each and every one of you. Seriously, I do. You guys make my day. And we'll see you next time. And don't forget, guys and gals, to stay positive, always better yourself, and most importantly, be hopeful.